Let's get started. Okay. So if you can't hear or see me, you can just let me know. Otherwise, start with the toes tucked underneath. So you can even use your hands if you'd like to tuck all 10 toes underneath you and sit on your heels. So let your heels or your feet be about hips width. So you don't want them to be too close together, but hips width apart and just sitting on them. So toes standing here. And you can close the eyes. Make sure your spine is nice and long. And right away, just connect with your breath. So the more that we come to this practice, the quicker we can get to that place that we need to be. So like the more we practice relaxation, the quicker it is that we find that place of relaxation. So just come right into your practice and fall right into your breath. And right away, begin to lengthen your breath. And start to really experience your breath. The full breath in, the little pauses at the top and the bottom of your breath. It might be the first time today or in your week that you might be noticing your breath. And just arrive there, recognizing any conditions of the body and the mind are just of the body and the mind. In this practice of yoga, we're trying to free ourselves from those limitations of the body and mind and allow ourselves to move beyond that. Bring the hands to prayer, thumbs to the center of your chest. If you'd like to Om with me, we can Om together to begin our practice, uniting our breath, our intentions, our practice together. And imagine you're everywhere at once and everyone can enjoy this practice through your senses. Exhale completely. Inhale to Om. If you'd like to set an intention, or give this practice away to someone who can't practice and dedicate it to them. And let everything be an offering like a gift. You ready? You're gonna interlace your fingers, turn the palms away from you. And you're gonna round your back as you inhale, round the back, spread your shoulder blades, look towards your belly button, press the heels of the hands forward. Inhale, lengthen all the way up, reach the arms up. And then exhale, release the hands. Again, inhale, interlace the hands towards the chest. Turn the palms out away from you and exhale, push the hands. Round, spread your shoulder blades. Inhale, take the arms all the way up, lengthen up. And exhale, release the hands, fingertips to the side. Let's do one more time. You can close your eyes, work at your own breath, interlace the fingers. Exhale, push and round forward. Inhale, take it all the way up. And exhale, release. Standing on your knees, point your toes back, so untucking the toes, feet still hips width apart. You can tap the toes if you'd like to release. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, cactus the arm and send your pelvis forward. And squeeze your shoulder blades, lift your heart. Inhale, arms up. And again, exhale, cactus. Send your pelvis forward, stacking over your knees. Lift your heart, squeeze your shoulder blades. Inhale, take it up. One last time. Exhale, cactus, squeeze, lift heart. Inhale, take it up. This time, hands parallel towards the floor, shoulder width or shoulder height. From here, this time you're going to imagine your body as a plank. You're going to slowly hinge back, using the core, draw the navel in, come back up. So working just a little bit of stability again, come back, like solid like a plank, and come back up. One last one, take it back. Then we hold here for just a little bit, and really press the knees forward, draw the navel in, and slowly come back up. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bring your right hand off your mat over to the right side and stretch your left leg all the way out to the left side. Modified side plank or gate pose. Left bicep by the ear, lengthen through the left side of the body. Full breath in. Full breath out. Very nice and slowly begin to walk your left fingertips all the way to the right side as well, and just give yourself a side stretch. Slowly send your left leg back, press into your left fingertips, and you should feel your outer left hip stretch. Take another full breath in. Full breath out. Windmill your hands all the way back up. Left leg is still nice and wide. Hands in front of you. You can stack your right knee right underneath your right hip. From here, inhale, right arm up towards the ceiling. Lift, look towards your right hand, gentle twist. On your exhale, you're going to thread your right arm through all the way to your left leg. If you can, maybe even all the way to the outside of your left foot or your left ankle, grounding the outside of your right shoulder, your right temple, or even the back of the right side of your head to the floor. You intent your left fingertips, press into your left fingertips and draw that outer left hip back. If you know variations, you can work a little deeper. No pain, so never working through any pain. One more full breath in. Full breath out. Bend your left elbow, tent your left fingertips onto the floor, press down, inhale, unwind, reach that right arm back up one more time. Exhale, right fingertips to the floor, press into your fingertips, and slowly lift your left leg off the floor, parallel to the floor, and slowly reach it back. Left leg reach back, and then you're gonna cross your left leg behind your right knee. Walk your hands back, Gomukhasana. So if you can, you're gonna open your ankles wide so that you can place your seat between your ankles if you can. If not, you might have to adjust the seat, and maybe the left leg might be straight and the right knee is over. But if you can, Gomukhasana. May I take a breath in, lengthen up. Take a breath out, draw the navel in and relax the shoulders. From your left arm reaches up towards the ceiling, bend your left elbow. Option, the right hand can assist the left arm behind the head, and reach back, lean back, draw the navel in, take the ribs back in. If you know the full bind, right hand can reach back, clasp the fingertips between your shoulder blades. And if you want a little more, then activate, press into the edges of your feet and slowly begin to fold over your thighs, drawing the navel in. One more full breath in and full breath out. Nice and slowly release, come out, release the bind, roll over the legs, hands forward and unravel. Left leg unravels back. Let's go to the other side, reach the right leg all the way out to the right side, left hand off your mat, modified side plank or gate pose. Right bicep by the ear, lean back, look up, full breath in. Stay for the breath out. And from here, reach the right fingertips all the way outside to the left side of your mat. Press into your fingertips and draw the outer right hip back. Just stretch that right side a little bit. Full breath in. Full breath out. Nice and slowly come back up using the sides of the body, lengthen up. Hands in front of you again. Position yourself, left knee underneath your left hip, left arm reaches up for easy twist, look up. On the exhale, weave that left arm through all the way to the right side towards your right foot. Maybe grounding the left shoulder or the side of the side of the head. Some of you maybe even onto the upper back. Grounding through the right fingertips, lengthen, find some support there. And slowly pressing through the fingertips, coming back out, unravel, left arm reaches up again, inhale. On the exhale, left hand comes back. Press through the hands underneath the shoulders and start to lift your right leg off, hover, parallel to the floor and slowly swing it back. Coming to Gomukhasana, so right knee is gonna be behind your left knee. And slowly walk the hands back, open up your ankles so that you can sit your seat back. Hands can be behind the hips, inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, relax the shoulders, option to stay. We're gonna move a little deeper, right arm comes up, this time bend your right elbow. Left hand can assist, right elbow behind the head. Option, binds, clasp the fingertips. Staying here for 3 breaths here. Here you should feel like you're drawing the left hip down, Option to fold, navel in, fold in. Feel no pain in the ankles or the shoulders, gentle activation. One more full breath in, full breath out. Slowly release, come back up, release the hands. Hands in front of you, roll over the feet, come onto all fours. So hands and knees, tuck the toes, taking our first downward facing dog, lift your hips high. Option to pedal out the feet. And from here, feet as wide as your hips and slowly come onto the outer edge of your right foot. Hands are still planted down like downward facing dog, facing forward. Option is begin to stack your left hip over your right. So just side stretching again, hovering that left foot off the floor. Option to tend your left fingertips and press into your left fingertips so you can lift your hips even more. You should feel it on your left side of your body. Come back to the center. Let's switch sides. Stack onto your left side. An option, begin to stack your right hip, hover your right leg. A little bit more, you can tent your right fingertips and push down and begin to stack a little bit more. Maybe starting to look over your right shoulder, full breath in. On the exhale, return. Downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank pose, hold steady. From here, bend the knees, hover them off the floor, arch the back, hug the elbows in, push into your hands and glide back, chest to thighs. And then downward facing dog. So moving through this motion. Inhale like a cat, ripple it forward. Exhale, bend the knees, hover them, hug the elbows in and push and glide back into your downward facing dog. So moving through all these motions. Inhale forward, cat to plank. Exhale, moving through the motion of cow to downward facing dog. Let's do one last time. Inhale forward, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Ground through your left foot. Inhale, right leg sweeps up. On your exhale, knee to your nose, shoulders over your wrist, hug it in, lift. Flex the right foot, look forward and step right foot forward. Left knee grounds. Inhale, sweep the arms up, low lunge. Exhale, sink a little deeper. You're gonna tuck your left toes under, reach the hands up, and inhale, lift your left knee off the floor. Option for a little crescent, maybe back bending, lifting up. On the exhale, come back down, left knee to the floor. Very easy twist. Left hand inside of your left foot, underneath your shoulder, right arm sweeps up, look up. One more full breath in. On the exhale, right hand's gonna come inside of your right foot. Easy triangle pose, left hand up towards the ceiling, look up. So really press your right shoulder inside your right knee as your right knee pushes gently back into your shoulder. Let your left shoulder stack, full breath in, lift the heart. Full breath out, slowly come back. Return back to the center, inhale it up. You're gonna step your right foot in a little bit. Left toes are still tucked underneath, coming to a little spinal twist. Left arm up, exhale, twist to the right. So option, you can be upright. So if you wanna try, you can do the left hand outside the right thigh, right hand towards the outside of your back ankle and push and look back. Or you can do any variation of your twist. Twisting to the right. Take one more full breath in, draw the navel in. Take a full breath out. Release, come back, hands down, left hand down. You're gonna sweep your left toes off the mat for modified side plank, right leg back, right arm up, inhale. Take a full breath in, maybe hovering the right leg. Option, bending the right knee towards the chest, grabbing the right ankle, heel back towards the bum and kick your right knee back, coming to a modified bow pose. Full breath in. Full breath out. Release, release that back foot. This time you're gonna ground your foot, toes facing the right side of your mat, just maybe half a foot behind your left knee. Press into that right foot. See if you can lift that left knee into your chest. And maybe extend that left leg through. Just for a moment. Activating your left inner thigh, lift the leg a little bit more. And slowly bend your left knee. And you're gonna step the left foot back all the way to the back side of your mat, to this modified side plank. and lower the hips down. So here you're just stretching the side body. Let your left shoulder come towards your left ear. And now option just to hang out here if you want to, or you can take your right foot and kind of turn the toes back a little bit. And the heel's going to intersect with your left thigh. And maybe then you come onto your elbows. So you're going to be facing the long side, the right side of your mat. Option is to hang out here. If you want a little bit of core activation, a little bit more, you can push into the elbows, maybe even reach your right hand to your back toes, lift your bum, press your left thigh towards the back of your right ankle and hang out here in your baby grasshopper. Draw the navel in. Collarbones are wide. Wherever you are, just hold steady for 3, 2, and slowly release wherever you are. Come back, left hand forward, lifting your hips back to a modified side plank, ground through the right foot, lift your hips up. And from here, step it back, downward facing dog. Option for a flow, inhale, forward plank. Exhale, chaturanga, lower halfway. Inhale, cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's do the other side. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee to the nose, shoulders or the wrist, rise onto your right toes, flex your left foot and step the left foot forward. Right knee comes down, inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, sink a little deeper. So tucking the right toes, lift your right knee off the floor, just straightening the leg. From here, maybe lifting through the sides of the body, lift through your fingertips, and maybe lifting the heart, a little back bend here. On the exhale, slowly, gently, right knee comes back to the floor. Easy twist. Hands down, right hand underneath the right shoulder, left arm sweeps up, look towards your left fingertips, full breath in. Full breath out. Easy triangle pose, left hand comes down inside your left foot, and slowly right arm sweeps up, look towards your right hand. Yeah, gently press the left shoulder into the left knee. Open right shoulder over the left. Full breath in. Exhale, return, come back to the center, sweep the arms back up, coming to our little twist. So step the left foot in a little bit, tuck your right toes, right arm comes up, twisting to the left side. So either hand outside the knee or elbows, or you can again try to lean back a little bit. So a little bit of back bend, and press your left hand towards the back heel and gently twist, look back. So trying to move that right shoulder back. One more full breath in. Full breath out. Nice and slowly return, come back. From here, right hand comes down. Sweep the right toes off your mat, modified side plank, left leg is back, left arm up towards the ceiling. If you went for that variation, lift your left leg. You might stay or take that left knee into your chest. Grab that left ankle and slowly kick it back. Once you have the foot, kick into your hands, send your heart towards the front of your mat, your gaze forward. Full breath in. Full breath out. Nice and slowly, you're gonna return. So coming to that variation again. So the left foot's gonna turn over to the left. And slowly behind, about half a foot behind your right knee. Ground into the left foot and pick up your right knee. Maybe extending the right foot. Maybe just lifting the leg a little bit more, using the inner right thigh. Take a full breath in. On the exhale, right knee into your chest. And then slide the right foot behind your left. So coming back to this modified side plank, left arm is up. Nice and slow, you're gonna lower our hips down all the way to the floor. And just hang out if you'd like. Let your right shoulder come up towards your right ear. And maybe hang out here. Or if you went for that baby grasshopper, instead you're gonna pick up your left leg and bring it a little closer and let your toes turn out a little bit. And that's gonna help you balance a bit more. here, maybe the elbows come to the floor, coming to the spinal twist. And if you went for the lift, you can either come onto your hands or onto your forearms. Reach that left arm towards the right foot, press down, and then lift up, hover. Hold steady for 3, and for 2, and 1. Nice and slowly lower back down, come back, right hand to the back of the mat. Ground your left foot, reposition if you need to, come back, lifting the hips up, come back to that modified side plank lift, and return, downward facing dog. Flow it through again if you'd like, come forward plank, chaturanga, cobra, upward facing, exhale, downward facing, pause, just for a moment, just pause, rest if you need to rest. From here, inhale, come high on the toes, bend your knees and lower them to the floor. So hopefully you're on the back of the mat. We're gonna work a little bit of core work. So you can come back and you can do these kind of strong camels if you'd like, or we're gonna move through a mobility kind of a flow sequence. So feet are gonna be as wide as your hips, and slowly shift your weight back, sitting onto your heels, and then lift your knees, send your bum back, Navasana. And then if you'd like to just stay in Navasana, you can do that. We're gonna be here for a minute, or you can move through the movements. Ground the feet as wide as your hips, press down. If you need to, use your hands, come back, squat pose, lower the knees down, toe stand, coming up, leaning back, coming back up, sit back, Navasana. So you can move through those positions, or you can hold one of them steady, whichever challenges you. So you're coming with me, you can try no hands, knees down, strong camel, lean back, come back up, sit back down, roll over the feet, Navasana. If you're coming with me, maybe 3 more cycles, just moving through. Two more. If you're holding steady, just hold steady. We're gonna meet in Navasana. So finish up 1 more cycle. And then we're gonna meet in Navasana. So coming into your boat pose, any way that you'd like to come into it, pause here. Hold steady for 3 more breaths. Lift your heart for 2. 1 more full breath in. On the exhale, release, cross the ankles or over the feet. Step back, moving through a flow if you'd like to. Our last flow in chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. So our last little bit, come forward to plank pose. So option here, we're gonna move through side plank, but if you prefer to just stay in plank, you can stay in plank or even go onto your forearms. So starting with the feet together, side plank on your right side. Right hand down, come on the outer edge of your right foot, left arm reaches up. Option, stepping the left toes back, pull your right heel towards your right hand so you can turn your pelvis up. Send your pelvis up, and if you feel grounded through the right side of the body, then the left leg can start to float up. Left knee into the left hand, or any variation of side plank, finding your expression of your side plank today. 1 more full breath in. On the exhale, return, come back down. Left side. Stack the feet. Come on to outer edge of your left foot, right arm sweeps up. Option, bend your right knee, step the right toes back. Pull that left heel towards your left wrist. Turn your pelvis up. Feel like your left foot is grounded. Lift your hips. And then maybe the right knee begins to float into your right hand. Nice and slow. Return. No rush. Downward facing dog. Lower the knees down. Take a child's pose if you like. Rest. Finding your breath. Remembering, finding the pose that just challenges you to take you away from all the busyness of your life. So this last little bit, we're gonna take 2 minutes and you're gonna either do whatever you'd like. So whatever's in your practice for you to kind of wind down before we come onto our back together. And the option is to invert. So if you want a little bit more core, then this is where you might find your wall. And you're gonna be at the distance around your leg, so from your foot to your hip. But for me, I find the best way that I usually measure is when I'm on all fours. And that's usually the right distance for me, but if you have longer legs, it may be different. So option, you can either be on your hands, or you can be on your elbows, or you can even practice your headstand. So you can decide these last 2 minutes. So I'm gonna do more strengthening exercise for myself. So I'm gonna be on my elbows. My elbows are right underneath my shoulders, turning my palms down, and I might bring my thumbs close together or hands parallel, so just listening to your shoulders. From here, my heels are right towards the wall, and that's where I wanna be close. And then lifting my hips, and I'm gonna bring my toes to where I think my hips are. And then once I'm there, then I can straighten my legs and find my shoulder stack over my hips. And if I'm on my elbows, I'm gonna look kind of between my forearms, not quite at my elbows and not at my hands necessarily. So the option to stay here for 1 minute, or you know, split the legs. And if you're balancing, you're gonna need to look closer towards your thumbs and then find a little bit of balance. 1 minute, anything that you'd like. Take this time just to go into your practice. So whatever is in your practice, whatever the body is feeling, this is where you start to listen to your intuition of what you know the body needs. And just go into that. 40 more seconds. When you get there, just stay with your breath and just enjoy it, watch it. So whatever is going on, don't worry too much about it. Just be in the pose, taking another 4 more breaths here. In your own time, when you feel ready, coming in and out the same way, nice and slow. Exiting the pose slowly. We'll meet in a child's pose or in a resting pose. And just let that settle. Coming into our final kind of posture together. Option is pigeon pose if you prefer pigeon pose, or thread the needle. I'm going to do thread the needle. I can show you the different ways. You can cross the right ankle over your left and imagine I'm lying on my back. I can be here hugging that left shin in, or I can even cradle my right leg. So if I have more mobility, I'll cradle my right shin and I'll straighten my left leg to go a little deeper in my hips. Last one, if you're very open, then instead you can hook your right ankle with your left elbow crease and bring your right hand like Gomukhasana and then lean back. So I'll be lying down like this. So lots of variations. So option, pigeon pose or thread the needle. So let's start with the right leg on top, right ankle over your left, right knee is wide. Gentle flex of the right foot so the ankle doesn't roll. So as long as the ankle's still in neutral, that's where you want it to be. Hug that left knee towards your chest. You should feel like your right shin is almost parallel towards your collarbones. And if you went to a variation, go ahead, go into a variation. But find length in the spine, relax the shoulders, and just take a moment, notice where the tension is in the body. And just try to breathe into that place. If you'd like, you can roll that left ankle. Taking 2 more full breaths here. From here, nice and slowly, you're gonna return to thread the needle, or if you're in pigeon pose, you can do a twist instead, seated. So the right ankle's over the left again, and slowly release that left foot onto the floor. Pick up your hips and send your hips over to the right, and then take the legs over to the left. So the right sole of the foot is going to be on the floor, and the right knee is gonna point up. So option, your left hand can hold on to that right ankle to assist that, find a little bit more length, or option, the right hand can reach for your left foot, the top of the left foot. So you can have a lot of variations. If this is too much for that right knee, there's too much turning going on. Instead, release the foot and just let the right leg fall across the body over to the left side. Coming to a spinal twist. Again, broaden your collarbones. One more full breath in, breathing into all parts of the body, breathing out all tension away. Let's switch sides on your own time. Return back to the center yourself back. Left ankle over the right if you're threading the needle, or pigeon pose. Slowly hug the right thigh or right shin towards your chest. If you went for a variation, begin to move into your variation, perhaps cradling the leg with your arms and extending the right leg down. If this is when you're doing, then try to imagine pressing the right thigh to the floor while keeping that left shin exactly where it is. Taking a couple more breaths here, breathing into the collarbones, the tips of the shoulders. One more full breath in. Full breath out. Coming into your final twist and threading the needle, lift the hips over to the left and legs over to the right side. Option to cactus the arms and melt, or if you took the bind, you can work the bind, grabbing the feet. Couple more breaths here. Let's take one more full breath in and full breath out. In your own time, coming into your final resting position. We will do a couple of breaths here to finish our practice, and then I will leave you in your Shavasana. And if you have questions, you can always message me later so that you can finish your practice undisturbed. Because after you've created all this peacefulness, you want to try to preserve it for as long as you can. So let's take 3 breaths here just to come back, charge the body, reunite together, and then you can go into rest. So empty the lungs, exhale it completely. Inhale, draw the breath in through your feet, up the legs, all the way up to the crown of the head, and hold the attention there. And exhale that breath back out through your feet. Let it go. Second one, through your fingers. Inhale through your fingertips, through the palms, up the arms, to the center of your chest, spiritual heart center. Inhale, hold the attention there. And breathe it back out through your fingertips. Last breath through the pores of the skin. Inhale, fill the body with light, like you can charge and bring everything into the body. The best of the best is coming to you, and hold the attention in. And then exhale, breathing out through the pores of the skin. And just let the body go. Leave the body alone. Taking this time just to enjoy that landscape of peacefulness that you have created, all that's with it. And feel that you are lacking nothing. And just stay with that. And I thank you for taking the time to practice with me and be in your practice. I'll see you soon. Namaste.